Hello everyone, my name is Al, and welcome to a professional match of StarCraft 2. Today, in the bottom right, I'm starting at the bottom right for some reason. Normally I start at the top, but we'll go with it. At the bottom right, our red Zerg player. He is none other than Serral. In the opposite corner, our blue Protoss player from the USA, Astrea. Astrea versus Serral on Moondance. Now, I've casted a bunch of games of Astrea so far, and I kind of thought maybe I shouldn't, but I'm not, no offense to Astrea, I'm not casting this one for Astrea. I'm casting it for this man, the GOAT, the finisher, Serral. This is a match for the Zergs out there. Let's all discover together how you should be playing Zerg. I mean, yeah, if you're Protoss, look at Astrea. He's pretty good too. Plays a very nice standard style. But this man is something else. Now, this game is from the Home Story Cup tournament. And at this time, Serral was quite affectionately referred to as lower bracket Serral, because he had gone through the entire lower bracket. An insane amount of players. I mean, I was actually watching a lot of these games when they were live, and he had been playing for hours. He had a very long competition, and it didn't really matter because he kind of kept going at it. This is an interesting little wall, yeah? 2 gateways in the pylon, a couple of zealots coming out. Mr. Astrea, are you getting a little bit... Yeah, he's getting aggressive with some zealots. Okay, so you know how I said Astrea plays normal standard? Not so much in this one. It is not quite normal to go for the 2 gateways and then zealots. And here comes the first zealot. And there's not much here to help. Interesting pylon placement here. So that's great because the zealot's going to use that to try to hide away from the lings. Yeah. I mean, not when there's only 2 lings. So this is a little bit of pressure from Astrea's side. It's not super committed because he didn't proxy his gateways. He built them at home. He is going up for his nexus now. Queen is out, but the zealots are working on the natural. Couple of adepts coming in. They're going to be nice to deal with the Zerglings. Wow, this is an action-packed game from the start. Yeah, the Zerglings are in a little bit of trouble. I thought the Queen was going to use the pylon. That would have been pretty cool. Okay, the Queen she's running for her life. She's in danger. Zerglings coming in. They're trying to get something done. This is some good damage from Astrea. Is he gonna, I don't know, is he gonna get the hatchery? Maybe. A couple of depths are gonna be shading across. We'll see what happens. The Zerglings do dive now. They are, nice positioning by the Queen there. Oh, never mind, she moves out the way for the Zerglings. I think Serral's gonna be okay with this one. A couple of Zerglings watching these 2. Yeah, he's going to be absolutely fine. The recall on the adepts. This zealot is going to take the slow walk of shame back home. In terms of what's lost, 20 Zerglings, 1 Queen. Not too many worker kills though, so I guess not too much slowed him down. And Serral decides, okay, well, 2 can play that game. Nearly squished those Zerglings through there. Shield battery using to complete the wall. Yeah, okay. Water's tested, nothing much there. And that is a nice quick third base, even after the aggressive opening. Getting rid of the pylon here in the way. Serral's also gone for his third. They've gone for the third at the same time. Oh yes. Tickle the Overlord to death. Look at that. Those are the most microed oracles. Did I call them oracles? Sentries. Those things. So I was going to spend a little bit of time still talking about these players and everything. And then Astrea decides to go a little bit crazy with his gateways. I mean, not too crazy. It was just a pressure build. Just to see if Serral's awake. But it is Serral. And yeah, this man is always awake. We see a Roach Warren. That is an interesting position for the Roach Warren at the 3rd. Feels a little bit exposed, but okay. I trust in Serral. Okay, Serral just keeping an eye, making sure there's nothing more going on. Nice patrol movement on these Zerglings. That's to spot any war prisms, any oracles. Yeah, look at his map vision. He will know the minute that Astrea does everything. And this is pretty decent kind of things that any Zerg can incorporate into their play. Just have a couple of Zerglings moving around. It keeps vision for anything that's happening. If a Protoss decides to send a worker down here, this Zergling's going to spot it. Probably be able to do a little bit of damage. Then he's going to pop in. Yep. Just see pretty much what he knew already. But he's making sure that nothing else is too drastic is happening. Both of them just kind of scaling up. Astrea's going for his Twilight Blink. The Robo is coming up. Yeah, that's just a scouting. Roach Warren we see. Evo Chamber. Couple of gases. Saturating quite nicely. Yeah, okay, so we've stabilized a little bit into a more macro focused game. What do we have here? Ooh, oh no, it's an Overseer. Never mind. I thought he might be going for a Drop Lord. He's just going for some Overseers just to keep a little bit of vision. So, in terms of these players, Astrea I've talked about a lot. Obviously I've casted him. Good Protoss player. Plays a relatively standard style. Normally. This game he went for the aggression, and that's what's kind of cool about Astrea is he does these slightly odd things sometimes. At this stage he's got the War Prism up. So he's planning on being a little bit aggressive, getting his +1. Serral. What do you say about Serral? He is an insane Zerg player. And I think this tournament kind of highlighted Serral for me. You know, he had 1 or 2 bad games where players, you know, took him to the edge. And throughout all of that, he somehow still managed to get through the tournament. I mean, can I really spoil these results still? I mean, the tournament's finished a while ago. But yeah, he ended up winning the tournament after an insane lower bracket run, having to go through multiple different opponents. A lot of Protoss, actually. There was very few Terrans in the final stages of this tournament. But yeah, I'll keep bringing some more of these games to you, in case you missed a bunch of them. This is some more dedicated pressure. Astrea is getting very aggressive. Cancels the Nexus. That was a very last minute cancel, I think. Stalkers, Sentries. He is going for the Robotics base, so Colossus, maybe Disruptors. I'm assuming Disruptors probably more than Colossus. This stage, Serral just going for Roach Ravager. Ugh, Roach Ravager. Just pretend that I said that properly. Serral looking out for these, this Stalker army. Look at the creep though. It's already about halfway through the map. I mean, that is some insane creep spread after the pressure. This is just the gold standard of what you need to do as a Zerg. Now, Serral is mechanically extremely strong. +2, by the way, coming up for both players. Well, +2 range and then +2 ground weapons. But yeah, he is just on point. His timings, his macro, everything is just super on point. He does not miss a beat. Okay, and a good blink there out the way. Zerglings were lurking for the surround. Putting some creep down here to stop that base. Zerglings still over on this side. A couple of Zerglings running through. I think they probably saw that War Prism. Aggressive blink in just to get rid of those. We have the very quick infestation pit. And the Lurker Den. I clicked on the creep tumor instead of that. So we have a Lurker Den. The hives come up and immediately 2 Vipers start up. Serral very good with his spellcasters. Now this is something that I definitely need to incorporate into my Zerg play, is using those spellcasters. The Zerg spellcasters are really what kind of carries them into the late game. Players like Serral, very, very good at using them. He always tends to make 2 immediately. 2 Vipers immediately, that is. A couple of Disruptors are here, so Serral's going to have to be careful not to get exploded by those guys. Very dangerous unit, able to do a lot of damage very, very quickly. The lurker upgrades are on the way. Adrenal glands also on the way. We have a few lurkers set up around. That's going to make it very hard for Astrea to attack into those positions. Nice for defending the run-bys. Now, until the upgrades are completed, you can't really be too aggressive with the lurkers. Never mind. Just pretend I said nothing. Well, I mean, he's just going to move them around, probably put a little bit of pressure. Ooh. Nice little drop coming in, yeah? So the Overlord is going to drop a couple of those. Yeah, that helps. The ranged upgrade is done. Yep. So they're going to be quite good. He's going to get his second upgrade. At the same time, he's going to be pressuring on this side. Ooh, watch out for the disruptor. Okay, good dodges. 2 disruptors take out a lurker. Once the burrow speed is out, then you'll see Serral probably microing those as well. The top Zergs tend to do this. They micro the lurkers out of those disruptables. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a couple of workers going down here. On this side too, that's 5 workers so far, 6. That's a very nice little drop. War Prism also trying to deal a little bit of damage. Serral quite onto that one. These lurkers are all over. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the push here. Serral, you're doing a lot. These lurkers are very painful to deal with because lurker, Serral's at this point just buried them and he's kind of left them. It takes Astrea a lot of actions to deal with that, so Serral abusing that fact. He knows he can. This one's still going to town. That's 12 workers down. That is some good damage. At the same time, Astrea is going into that Skytoss army. He's got 3 carriers on the way. His +3 upgrades on the way. Baneling speed is on the way, so Serral's going to be using the Banelings as well. A couple of High Templars. They do have Storm available. Yep, they eventually deal with it. Oof. Disruptors. Astrea's army is not looking terrible at all. In terms of workers, Serral up, not 84, he's got 84. Astrea's got 69. Nice. At this stage, he's just trying to get his 5th, I guess, at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Up and running. Hey, counting, I can do that. This War Prism still moving up and about, trying to be a little bit irritating. There's a lurker, yeah, so he's just going to move, yeah. Move the worker so that the lurker can help defend. At the same time, we have a bunch of yoinks. Ooh, that is a big disruptor hit. A couple of big storms coming down. This Nexus looks like it's going to fall. It does. Serral's going to get out there. The Stalkers do follow. Serral's going to give up a couple of roaches. A couple of ravages. He doesn't mind too much because he wants the higher tech units anyway. At the same time, he's already seen the Skytoss transition, so he's going into Corruptors, getting the Greater Spire. He's actually got another Spire building at the same time, so he wants to go for those double upgrades. Hey, another lurker here. Just being very annoying. You got to get an observer there. It's frustrating to deal with. Ling run by. Wow. This game is a lot more busy than I expected it to be. This is awesome stuff. Look at the map. Half the map in creep. Serral's taking... Oh, he's already got the space down. Yeah. Yeah, look at them. Banelings. Let's see what they can do. That's an expensive explosion, but it does get rid of all of the static defense. Does get Serral the confirmation of the carriers at the same time. He should be okay. Ah, look at them. This is the part where I struggle with. When you see those carriers, like, what do you do? But look at Serral. He's already ready for it. Got a bunch of Vipers and a bunch of drones. Okay, so he's going for the Spore Forest in the middle of the map. Very safe. Stalkers going for a little bit of a walkabout, just trying to clear some of that creep. They're going to see the Spore Forest now. Yeah, there they see it. Want to get rid of that. You don't want that Spore Forest to come up. That's going to restrict the movement of those carriers quite heavily. They are on their way trying to get rid of this position. Would have been a good position. Spore Crawlers, very nice against those Interceptors. Corruptors just moving about. Couple of Zerglings in here, Banelings going through, exploding. Astrea does manage to micro his workers out the way, so he hasn't had too much of a loss. Yeah, these Spore Crawlers, run! Run! Yeah, one might survive. This is an interesting engagement. One lost Stalker. Okay, so Astrea is just trying to mass up that Protoss Death Ball. He's got Immortals, he's got well, a couple of Archons, High Templar, a Disruptor, just underneath the carriers. Very, very tough army composition to beat. Hello, Roaches. What are you doing? You are not supposed to be on holiday. Bunch more Zerglings moving across the map. I need to click on like 3,000 places here because they're all over the show. Stalkers moving here across the map. Serral obviously sees them all the way. He's going to move to defend. Yeah. Astrea trying to clear some creep on this side too. He actually recalls them. Interesting. Okay. Pushing down into this side. A little bit of a slower kind of struggle between these two at this point, because at this stage now it's trying to make sure that you can get those good positions. So we're going to see Serral doing a bunch of Spore Crawlers, trying to set up positions where he can take that Skytoss on. At the same time, he is just constantly harassing the bases. Got a yoink coming up there. Ooh. Yeah, he gets it. Watch out for the Archons. And he still yoinks on his way out. Double yoink on that carrier. He does not want to leave it. Ooh, watch out for the Archons. Alright, there we go. This base is in trouble. That's 22 workers down. Ooh, that's a big loss for Astrea. Just a couple of lurkers and a bunch of Zerglings and one Roach who's just lazing around. He's not doing anything. Ooh, bunch of feedbacks there on the Queens. Yoinks coming down onto those carriers. Ah, the Infestors with Microbial Shroud, trying to protect the static defense. Those Archons are dangerous. They can deal a lot of damage. Serral's trying to get over the carriers, but with his Corruptors, but he needs to be careful. There's a lot of Archons. 5 Archons can deal a bunch of damage. Good feedbacks going down on the Infestors. Those are high value units. You don't want to lose them. Warping in some more Stalkers. This base is in a lot of trouble. Astrea just punching straight back at Serral. Ooh, this is a little bit dangerous. He does not want Astrea to push into his natural. Zerglings, Banelings coming up. Okay, when the Archons fall, that means the Corruptors can get back onto those carriers. Yep, that's all the Archons done. The Stalkers are going to try to help out, but these Corruptors are getting rid of the carriers quite slowly, but they are getting there. Serral's losing his Corruptor count, and now he's going into some Hydras again. Go, workers, go! You can take the Immortal. Or die trying. Die trying seems kind of accurate. Astrea still has an army left. Serral has to recover from this. Yeah, at this stage they're just tickling the Overlords. These Lurkers unfortunately do not shoot up. That would be pretty cool if they could. No, that would not be good. Serral on the other side getting a good Baneling explosion. I did miss that one, but there's just so much happening. Where do I look? Where do I look? 17 probes going down, 13 drones. This is an insane match. The natural is going... The natural is going to survive. I was going to say fall, but there you go. It might still. It's close. Hydra's trying to take these carriers from both sides. A couple of Zealots in the mix there. They like to fight against Hydras. Okay, I think Serral is able to stabilize, barely. He's got 9 more Hydras on the way, a couple of Roaches. Yep, recalls the carriers. Serral does stabilize. He actually tries to catch one. I don't think he did. That is a lot of High Templar and 3 carriers. Hydralisk Roach army moving across the map, trying to stop this base again, just as it is going to be completed. Don't think those Roaches are going to be successful, but nice try. Let's have a look at the workers done. 61 probes, 30 drones. The resources lost a little bit more for Zerg. I mean, that is kind of normal. But those 4 Infestors and 4 Vipers, I don't think Serral's going to be too happy with that. At the same time, he has not. He is going to reclaim that base. Nice use of the of the burrow to save his drones from that war prison. Creative use of the tools. Okay, Astrea is still just massing into carriers. This is a very back and forth game. The supply lead is a little bit ahead for Serral, but not too much. Astrea now on 69 army supply. Interesting. I feel like there's a theme going on here. Both are on relatively low worker counts, 49 to 46. Upgrades looking pretty good. We have +2 air, +2 air. That's not air. Ranged and +3/+3. Ooh, storms! Watch out for the storms! Hydralisk taking big storms to the face there. They are okay. A couple of Vipers are here. These Lurkers are going to help against the High Templar and those Archons. And the Cannon, which is trying to be healed up. Yeah, Astrea needs to be careful. He's trying to get a nice High Templar drop there. One carrier goes down. The Archons are on this army. Couple of good storms coming through. The High Templar do fall. The Hydras are still alive. This is a close fight. It's only the carriers left. Parasitic bombs going off. I think this is in favor of Serral. He is targeting down the carriers. He's only got 2 more left. GG is called. Serral takes the game in an explosive match of Protoss versus Zerg. Very interesting playstyles between the two. Punching back and forth. But in the end, Serral just a little bit better. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, make sure to drop a like. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all the support on these videos. I hope that you like the content I'm bringing you, and I'm just trying to, you know, constantly bring some good StarCraft. So the good StarCraft is the pro matches, and then every now and then I post a couple of my own matches, just for fun, just to see the difference. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.